Hey, what's up folks? Welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk to you today in real fireside chat format about the FIRE movement, which stands for financially independent and retiring early. So we have two different schools of thought. We have the Great Resignation, where people leave their job instantly, and then we have the FIRE movement, where people take time to leave their job, but the goal is to accelerate retirement. So I'm just going to read some notes here on this. So the goal isn't necessarily the early retirement end of the acronym, but rather the financial independence part. People that do this want to save enough money to give them the financial freedom they want and avoid depending on a regular job to pay their bills. And the way it works is that you need to save about 25 times your annual expenses. So there's two common retirement strategies, the 25X rule and the 4% rule, each which help people set up safe rates of withdrawal from their retirement savings. And I'm using Forbes, a good Forbes article on some of this. And there's three broad approaches. There's Fat Fire, Lean Fire, and Barista Fire. Fat Fire is being able to retire without altering your current standard of living. This requires the most aggressive saving and investment strategies, obviously. Lean Fire is being willing to live a minimalist lifestyle to cut expenses to the bone in retirement. And Lean Fire individuals aim to survive on about $25,000 annually, which that would be, like for me, what I would aim towards. And then Barista Fire is the in-between of the two extremes of Fat and Lean Fire. You want to maintain more than a minimalist lifestyle in retirement through a combination of savings and part-time or gig work, like the gig economy, different side hustles. So, and when it comes to savings rates and the FIRE movement, the three factors that really go into this are your savings rate, investment returns, and your withdrawal rate. So you first have to determine what percentage of your income you can actually save, which I like to aim, ideally, and this is what I would say to people, is try to save 25% of your income. And the savings should include all retirement contributions, any employer matching contributions, and money set aside outside of retirement accounts in whatever brokerage accounts you have. So that everything you're pumping into should encompass the savings. So the 25X rule is, like I mentioned earlier, take the portion of your current income you spend, multiply it by the number 25. Like for example, somebody who spends about $50,000 a year would need to accumulate 25 times this amount, which is 1.25 million, to achieve FIRE. And then you have to come up with a calculation on how long it will take you to accumulate your FIRE number based on the amount you save each year. This will require you to make an assumption about what your investment returns are going to be. For me, I would assume average investment returns of anywhere from 7 to 10% a year based on the historical performance of the S&P 500. And in terms of the different FIRE scenarios, so for somebody who earns about $70,000 a year with nothing saved in retirement, if this person wanted to pursue a FIRE strategy, they could start saving 10% of their income, which is $7,000 a year. And then with the 25X rule, that would equate to about 1.6 million, 1.58, 25 times what they actually make. And if you add, like I mentioned, between 7 to 10%, so say 8% on top of that, it would take about 37 years to reach financial freedom. And then in another scenario, a person that earns $70,000 with zero saved, but saves 30% of their income, they could cut that time down, so they could actually retire in about 22 years. That's the amount of time it would take for the 25X amount to get them to where they need to be. So the key concept is the more you save, the sooner you'll reach financial independence. And if you budget wisely and choose to save 50% of your income, that's a really extreme scenario, saving 50% of your income, you would hit this in 14 years. So the sooner you want to get there, even if you want to be part of the Great Resignation, you have to really get aggressive with the savings and the investment. And we're in a down market right now, so this may take longer. I mean, we're not seeing when you look at the average performances, we're at the low end of the sample data in terms of average, because the year 2022, when you look back on this period over 10 years, chances are it's going to be on the low end of the spectrum if you historically average 8% a year. This is pretty much going to be a down year for investing. We don't know what that final percentage will be, but we'll know by the end of the year. And then some common misconceptions about FIRE. People pursue this for a variety of reasons. Let's see here. I'm going to skip that one. FIRE isn't for everyone. And again, this article, it's really good. You can read this on Forbes. I'm just kind of summarizing to help out, what I already understand about the subject. Did I discuss all of them? Let's see. I did summarize, Barista Fire. That's where you maintain more than a minimalist lifestyle in retirement through a combination of savings and part-time gig work. So you're still kind of working and you have those side hustles, and the dividend passive income could factor into that as well. Risks of FIRE. Some critics argue that the FIRE concept carries some big risks. Saving 25 times your yearly expenses is based on the traditional 4% rule, which is considered a safe withdrawal rate for a 30-year retirement. When someone retires at age 40 rather than age 65, they could easily outlive their savings. Some people pursuing FIRE mitigate this by investing in passive income streams, which we talk a lot about on this channel. Like rental properties is a good idea. Of course, dividend investing, the lending program on stocks, of course, credit card churning, cash back on those. Those don't provide much, but rental income with real estate is a great way to achieve this. So the key idea behind this is if you want to retire early, you have to save more and you have to get really aggressive about it, budget properly, invest properly at that average 8% per year. And you can get there as soon as 14 years under this scenario. So lean FIRE, fat FIRE, and barista FIRE. And I think the FIRE movement is really a great alternative to the Great Resignation, because that's really too abrupt, just quitting your job and never working again. You have to have some kind of a plan, I think. So I think this strategy, I'm a big fan of it. I would consider myself part of the movement, and I hope to be in the 14-year or less crowd. So, and like I said, hopefully that was enjoyable. Perfect setting here by the nice warm fire. If you like that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this content, check out these two videos here. You should see one pop up here and here in front of the fire. So check those out. And if you like this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And take care.